Hey guys, welcome back to Seller Sessions, Wednesday afternoon, 4 p.m. BST. I have the lovely Christina joining me today, and Peter is here for the first time. How you doing, guys?
Hi, how are you doing, guys?
Hi.
Good. Right. Okay. Christina, do you want to just do an introduction, please, on who you are?
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Christina Rodimska. I'm a long-time Amazon seller. I have a couple of brands that I'm openly speaking about, and the brand that I'm launching right now is called Prognology. The brand I've been working on for almost 10 years already is called TerraMed. In TerraMed, 80% of the manufacturing is going on in Taiwan, and this is what we're going to be talking about today.
Exactly. Peter, do you want to do an intro?
Hello, my name is Peter, and I live in Taiwan now. I've been started selling on Amazon about 2005, and then turned full-time about 2008. And pretty much most of my item is coming from Taiwan now, manufactured in Taiwan. Only small selection coming from China.
Excellent. Right. Okay. So let's get into it. So sorry, I was just sharing to the groups. 1 second, and we shall get going. Yeah, so basically this is like a mini series that we've dreamt up. So it's called Manufacturing Outside of China. Today is going to be about Taiwan. We're going to look at doing Vietnam. We're looking at Japan, and we are going to look at India. And India is going to be tomorrow. Megla will be here, and a few of the other guys. But today I will brought these two guys in. They're experts in their field. Obviously, with Peter, you are based living in Taiwan for the last 6 years with your family. Christina, one of your brand does 80% of your manufacturing in Taiwan outside of Prognology. Is that right?
Yes.
So today what we want to do is take a little comparison to like the plus points, some of the negatives as well, and how that compares to China. So Christina, starting with you, how difficult was it to get negotiations underway and compared to China with regards to Taiwan?
First of all, I want to tell you that the Taiwan, the manufacturing is Taiwan, is a little bit different process to set up compared to the same process than in China. So the brand that is manufactured in Taiwan is called TerraMed. The primary focus for this brand is compression hosiery. Compression hosiery is the medical compression hosiery for the people who suffer from the varicose veins, thrombosis, and other diseases associated with the veins insufficiency. So this is the very precise definition that the medical hosiery has to have different levels of the compression. So for me, I wanted to find the trusted supplier that I wouldn't have to do the testing and the quality control every time I'm picking up my goods. That's why I was trying to find the company specializes in the medical compression hosiery and been working in the medical field for a long time. So doing business with the China and having problems because as I said, it's the whole process. It's 18 to 20 compression, 20 to 30 different levels, and it's medical compression. This is something that is prescribed by doctor, and you have to wear exactly that compression that's been given to you. So for me, I started to looking at Taiwan. I have to say that the business in Taiwan and the companies in Taiwan, in terms of the medical supply and the professional supply, is very precise, and they're very detail oriented, and they're very, very, very much more structured than the same ones in China. So that's why I switched the whole process of manufacturing and development of the new processes to the Taiwan. There, for 10 years, I've never had any problems in terms of the quality control. Everything is the same way as the prototype that's been sent 10 years, 8 years, 5 years ago. So for me, manufacturing in Taiwan, if you are doing in the very specific niches, like let's say, I know people that manufacturing tech supplies, that people are manufacturing silicones and medical supplies, silicone supply, medical supplies in Taiwan. They have the highest appreciations from the customers and from the business standpoint. So that's why for me, I think that everybody who wants to bring the business to the next level in the very specific niches where they might get problems in China, they have to look at the Taiwan as the primary source.
Right. So two things I took from this. So I'm going to mute your microphone here, Christina, while I speak, because there's a little bit of feedback. So two things I took from there is that, one, you went to Taiwan because you had to seek out the right type of medical item because it's very detailed and technical. And the second thing I took from that as well is that you're saying in a generalization, the quality standard is higher just off the bat. Yeah, is that right?
Yes, the quality is higher in Taiwan. I've been talking to 5 or 7 people that constantly doing business, and they doing the comparisons. And like in the long run, yes, the quality is high. This is something that you rely on, and that can bring you business some credentials.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. Okay. I'm going to bring Peter in now. Peter, from your point of view, what's your take on Taiwan? Why did you go there, etc.?
Basically, I think, again, it's the quality issue, okay? Because I used to live in England, so before I moved back to Taiwan, every time I want to do the inspection, basically it would be the same as all the foreign seller. You have to either send someone in or go in. So, and I found out, Taiwan actually, the quality is generally, they're a bit high, there's better quality. Yeah. Although the price is a bit higher, but I get less worry about the quality issue. Mm-hmm. I did have some quality issue when I was doing in China, but now once I'm in Taiwan, then I have very good supplier now here. So every time when the problem comes up, and then they take care of it.
Excellent.
Especially now I live in here now, so
you got a bit more control because you're there on the ground. I'm going to say some quick hellos to people out there. Ben Valence is here. Joanna Webson, hey Joe, how you doing? Hey Ben, Juan is back. William is here. Dave is here. Kevin Dickinson is back as well. Alan Gordon's back. Sarah's here. Chris Parr. I did ask Chris to come on, but he's another guy that buys from Taiwan. Very successful seller. Christy's here. Eric Payne, hope you're well, brother. Ricky, how are you doing? Congratulations on your exit. Juan says here, hi Denny McMillan, big love to Christina. Is my favorite today. Lol, when are you moving to Miami? Is he talking to me or you? When are you moving to Miami? I'll take it.
Me?
Yeah. You like Miami, don't you?
We with this COVID thing and with all the things going on, we don't know. But it's the plan. California, Texas are killing us. We need to figure out something.
Yeah, I was in Miami because I used to DJ. I used to play at the Winter Music Conference, which takes place at the same time. I think it's spring break. It's in March, Ultra Festival and stuff like that. So I've got many a story from Miami. I couldn't live there. I wouldn't survive after too many nights out there. But anyway, right, back to the program. So let's talk about factory inspections. Obviously, you've got the quality control, you've established that. But what about if you want to compare to China? You've got to get inspections, all these different kind of things done. So what can you do in terms of arranging for factory inspections? Can you send guys in? Is there plenty of opportunity there for inspections companies to get up and down the country to visit these different factories? Starting with you, Peter.
Factory inspection, I don't really do a lot, really, because in Taiwan, I do go to the factories, but every time when I place an order with my supplier, and then it's a trading company, but they will take me to the factory. I will just look around, make sure the general area is acceptable for me, because but in China, I've been to 1 or 2, it's very hard to, say, the conditions quite poor, some of them, actually, especially in very remote area. In Taiwan, generally, they are quite, it's very good, standard in here. So you don't really see any child labor, things like that here. Okay, because I really believe in happy worker, happy product, and happy customer.
Yeah.
Okay, so I really believe that. That's why I try to keep everything here, so I can see everything. I want to see the factory. I just tell my suppliers I want to see it, and they will be quite happy to show me.
Cool. Christina, have you been out to Taiwan yourself and been on the ground and visited your own factories?
Yes, absolutely. I try to go there twice a year. Right after Canton Fair, I fly to Taiwan. So we have to understand that the cost of life is higher in Taiwan than in China. That means all the employees they're getting higher salaries. That's why they very much strive to do the best quality and the best job they can. Another thing you have to know that according to the laws in Taiwan, a Taiwanese citizen can only work 5 days a week, certain hours. If they need extra work, they bring Chinese people to work to them, or the other employees or other contractors, they can work Saturday or Sunday. If they have the big order, they need to run their machines. Even the owners of the factory, it's illegal for them to bring citizens of Taiwan to work. So this is something interesting because we have the contractors coming, Indian people, this or this or this. So they bring contractors with cheaper labor to work for the factory. What comes to the quality control, if in China you can get quality control for $70 an hour, and they were going to be doing crazy, publish, something very small, and the amount that you pay them for the day, like $200, $300 is incredible, and they do 20% of inspection of some difficult merchandise and pallets. In Taiwan, it's for my experience, I've been doing, I was trying to test one product, and I did it 2 years ago. I think it was 180 per hour, the rate of the trusted quality control team. But again, it's all dependable, and the only thing that we have to understand when it comes to the terms of the comparison price-wise, quality control and work-wise, the labor in this country is higher, the cost of labor. That's why all these services associated with this are higher. But as I said, the Taiwan is known for the highest developed, for the highest quality, and for the highest customer care as you can find.
Excellent.
So,
yeah, I totally agree with that.
Cool. So 1 second, I'm just mute your mic quickly. So let's talk about if people want to do, they do their product research, but they want to start to find factories. How do they go about finding factories in Taiwan? Does one of you or both of you would like to walk us through the process to make it easier for the audience to understand? Do you want to start, Peter?
Basically the trade show again. Okay, because I think a lot of trade show actually they happens before or after the Chinese trade show, like Canton Fair before and after. You all have trade show here, so I would advise people just why not make a side trip, 1 hour from China, come here, and they have quite a lot to offer actually. And generally, I met quite a lot of Taiwanese factories now, and they generally quite welcome smaller orders at the beginning. Okay, when I was talking to the Chinese side, and then they always want very big order right at the beginning, which is very difficult when I really try to bring in a new product. Okay, when Taiwan is more like they willing to negotiate with the lower MOQ.
Yeah.
Although the price is higher, and in terms of quality also I found it is better. So it's a trade show.
So what you're saying is best options is a trade show. Christina, what about if people that can't get out to Taiwan and maybe sourcing their first few products, etc., don't have the budget, they want to put it into products? What's the best way of searching out and finding good factories online?
I would say my best bet would go to Canton Fair first. And second one is, again, Alibaba is where almost all of them there. But again, be careful because you can spot the third-party person reselling Taiwanese goods. So you need to make sure you're talking to the company directly. It shouldn't be no middleman. Yep. And I found my supply in Canton Fair. I'm a big fan of it. I always go and see companies, but there are many websites where you can try to go search for their suppliers in various countries. But as I said, best is when you're talking face to face, and all of them, they can afford going to Canton Fair. While we're talking about the small companies in China, they go like once in 2 years, once in 3 years. All the reputable ones, they try to go every 2 times a year to the Canton Fair.
Makes sense. I've got some comments here. Peter Liu is awesome, says Eric Chang. Isabella Hamilton. Christina is one of the smartest chicks in the Amazon game. I'm amazed every day how much she knows and how hard she works. You are an absolute grafter. We've been talking before the call, like you're in the warehouse and everything else. Peter, let's talk some other advantages. We talk product quality, so less reliant on inspections and stuff. Let's talk a little bit more about negotiations.
Basically, I mean, in here, I mean, for me, because I mean, I basically all my suppliers, I teach them about Amazon. So sometimes for me, is I can show them what is the price I intended to sell, okay? And this is all the layout for Amazon cost, the FB, everything. So I work backwards, say, well, I need the cost at this price. Can you do it? Okay, I basically I give them the price that is the minimum. I need my margin here. So can you work backward and give me this price? This is how I work with them, because I will be honest with them. Say, well, this is the final price I'm going to sell, and it is all my competitor doing this, selling at this price now. So I basically have to do it. Give them the market research I done, and then say, well, you work backward. This is the price I need. Can you do it? No. If not, then I might go to China. By the way, the TaiwanTrade.com is the official.
Yeah,
website.
I've just put it in the feed for those who are going to listen to the replay. Is TaiwanTrade.com. So we've established Alibaba is the best route to go, but if you go live, basically you can go to the Taiwan trade show, but ideally you want to go to the Canton Fair. The reason I asked this is obviously with COVID, and there may not be a Canton in October, and we obviously previously covered on the show the online version of the Canton Fair wasn't its greatest moment, was it, in terms of searchable items and stuff. So let's talk to you, Christina, as well. The difference you find, in terms of negotiation in China versus, because you're still obviously heavily involved in manufacturing in China. Yeah. What cultural differences have you seen for your eyes, for your lens, when you're negotiating with the two different countries?
I'm one of the biggest negotiators you can probably find in the world. So I always get the best possible pricing when it comes to the terms of production, for the price per unit and other things. So the biggest thing, if you want to, when you have to come and talk with manufacturers in Taiwan, I think the main weak spot of them is, well, you're targeting your business and your venture as very long term. So for them, they want to see that you manufacturing with them, you go in the long way. In their mind, the calculator is already counting how much money you bring in them per year, in 5 years, in 10 years, how much they can grow their business with your money. Compared to China, where people like, we need money now. How much now? Tell us. Because tomorrow we're going to have someone else coming in and it's going to pay 10 cents more and like, okay, bye-bye. But this is the structured business where in Taiwan, they want to see you being successful while manufacturing with them. That would help them to be successful because, as I said, it's very structured. They know what they're doing and they know where they're going. In China, since they're very tight on budget, even the manufacturing, their pay and this and that, they're like, okay, we need money now. How much? This. Okay, let's go. You never know what's going to happen in China in terms in the whole country. I'm not talking about the factory by themselves. So that is not the stability level when you build in the reputable business, when you build in the business that you're going to be serving customers for years to go. Taiwan in these terms would be better when it comes to negotiations because they see you. You come in with some credentials, like you have the business is going to grow every year. We need to make sure that quality wise, it's just getting better. The selection is getting better. As I said, there's two calculators and they work a little bit different way.
Yeah, that makes sense. Peter, do you want to add here?
Yeah, basically, for me, my Taiwanese supplier, they're more like my team, really. When I need something done, I just tell them exactly. So it's more like a relationship with a team member rather than just a supplier. So they actually solve my problem sometimes.
Yeah. What about freight forwarding? What any differences there? Any problems you may encounter? What about tariffs? But we'll stick with the freight forwarding first. Let's talk about that. Do a comparison for me, starting with you, Christina. How would you compare that to shipping from China?
I would compare that it's basically the same thing.
So there isn't no difference. Yeah, there's no like
difference even in time wise. Like it's basically my range. I'm doing the cheapest possible flights, both from China and from Taiwan. It's 35 days, and a little bit of advertising. I'm using a good friend of mine. The company is called RD Express. You can find co-founder of the company. His name is Igor Lis, and I'm using this company. They're based in Ukraine, but they're doing all the freight forwarding. I'm doing big volumes, and they've been helping me for a long time, and they're really doing an amazing job. As I said, shipping from Taiwan compared to China, freight is the same. Of course, we don't have that crazy tariffs, let's say, for the textile that I'm doing compared to China. That is the win-win. But again, as you said, you can always play with the invoices and this and that in China. It's still, I don't think that in a big way it's a game changer for someone who wants to do the manufacturing, let's say, in textile in Taiwan compared to China. But I have to tell you a very important thing here. As far as I know, my manufacturing, we've been talking to Peter yesterday. I sent him the message. So we have our factories at the same area in Taiwan. It's the Taichung. This area is well known for the Nike, I think, champions, and some other athletics brand. So they bring their manufacturers from China for the majority of their product that is right now manufactured in Taiwan, in that exact area where our factories are. So if the big brand names like Nike is trying to do their textile manufacturing in China, so there is the thing that I think everybody in this field have to look at that closer and see maybe there is something beneficial for them out there.
Yeah, makes sense. Peter, do you want to add anything here?
Basically, I think coming out from Taiwan, coming out from China is the time to Europe or America is similar anyway. I think the only thing to watch out will be the tariff, okay, because the tax might be import tax from China to US might be different compared to from Taiwan. So I think depends on what you are working on really. So you just have to make sure you know the import duty in the country you're importing to, from China or Taiwan really, because it can be very quite a bit, okay, because you have to put in the equation for your costing.
That makes sense. I'm just going to say some more hellos. Kasim's here, says hello. Dennis, Miss Smith, Yelchin's here, Aaron's here, Morris is here, Kimberly Solomon's here as well. Marissa is returned. Julia, Stuart, Ivan, and Eric are here as well. Let's talk a little bit more about the cultures as well. Like in terms of, some people like we have come on the show, they'll go to the weddings of their manufacturers. They've built like these long-term relationships and stuff. Is there anything that stand out for you guys when you want to build a good relationship with your supplier? Do they enjoy going out for meals and drinks and stuff? How does the narrative go there? Starting with you, Christina. Hold on, let me turn your mic back on. Apologies. Start again. Yeah, sorry.
With everybody who I work on everyday basis with manufacturing facilities, so I try to be the best as I can. So on the way there, I stop at duty free, buy as many sweets and chocolates and duty free, and bring to the factory, to the girls working in the office, to some people, the managers of production. This is important for me to bring us to show that I value them, that they're important for me. Every small person working at this company doing some job, they're doing this for my brand, and my brand is my passion. So I want to do as much as I can to make people doing this for me feel them appreciated. And at the same time, every time when we go, when I'm there in Taiwan, they always take me to the restaurants. We always have nice dinners. They don't allow me to pay. They want to pay the owner of the factory or the sales manager. Like they treat you as like very, very important person, personal to them, and I really much like it. And you know, that makes your connection, your business connection, to the next level. So you're talking more openly, and that's way nice. And the other thing that I like, everybody whom I work with in Taiwan, when you live in Taiwan, every time they giving you like teas, the wine, they're very, very specific about their wines. And there's the pineapple cake. Peter would tell me, what is this cake? They always give, it's like the pineapple cake or some cake.
Yeah.
It's same cake all the time, just different wrap and different variation. But that's where I know, yeah, I've been to Taiwan. I have 7 cakes in my fridge and I can eat them all year long. I think it's pineapple cake.
Yeah, it's pineapple cake, yeah.
Yeah, it's in Taiwan, it's like their same. Like,
Yeah.
you're the guest in the factory, you get in the pineapple cake.
Yeah, I also get it actually. Sometimes they give it to me as well.
Cool. So, Peter, is there anything you want to add there that culturally, the things that you see dealing with the factories, how you want to build those relationships as well?
Well, I mean, I try to go to see my supplier every month, really, just to have a meal. Even I'm not really like doing anything official business. I just go there for a meal or something. And for the factory side, for us, really, because in summer, I mean, in the factory, you know, it's not possible to have aircon or things like that. So we try to ask my supplier, say, well, when my product is online, okay, during the production, we'll ask my supplier to actually buy drinks for all the workers, so they know they are working on my brand. I think they need to be happy when they're doing my job. Okay, even I don't really personally know them, but I mean, the factory owner will tell them what it is from this owner or this brand. So this drink, and then I just try to buy them some drinks and then some food or something like that during when they are working on my brand.
What about getting terms? Have you guys managed to get to the stage where, you know, they're giving you terms like after post landed in the US or wherever, or, you know, are you laying down the 30, paying the 70 on a balance on collection? What kind of terms have you guys negotiated over in Taiwan? Sorry.
I don't really negotiate them. Normally, when it's on board, I pay them direct. So that way, basically, they will be more willing to really push my order in first, because every time when they land, when it's on board, once it's on board, I pay them directly.
So what do you lay down 30, then 70, or is it 50-50? You pay everything up front.
When this on board, I pay them. So they release the BL.
Okay. So right on the bill landed. Okay. What about you, Christina? What are your kind of terms you have for payments?
So the first thing that you have to understand in terms of the negotiating the terms, it all depends first on the size of the factory and on their ability to buy the raw materials to manufacture for you. That price for the raw materials and for the labor that covers the initial payment. Like everybody normally, like 90% of the company, they work 30 to 70% basis. If you establish long enough a relationship with the factory, they can do 10-15%, and then the rest before they release the PO and the customs. But as I said, it all depends on the size of the factory, of the cost of the raw materials, because if your order is 50 grand and you understand that the company has to buy like 6-7 grand of the raw materials, it's doable, you know, like 10%, 15%, you calculate in yourself, like how much, how you can go, because you have to have the idea how much they're buying that for you to do that. And again, it's all about the relationship, like your previous question, like try to build that good relationship that the people trust you, they believe in you, they believe that you can do things as well as you believe in them, and you don't want to cut their throat every time you're like, okay, I'm just paying 10%, the other third, the other 90% in 2 months when you finish the production. Like we all humans, they have the families they have to feed, they have the employees, and me as a business owner, I know I have to pay people for the labor, to pay this. And if my company is small size, medium size, like I don't have enough ability to accommodate you, even I want to, but I just can't. That's why it's all about the understanding their needs and your needs at the same time as the business owner.
Yeah, that makes sense. So just in the feed here, Phoebe is giving us the thumbs up. Side B says, good afternoon. Very interesting conversation. 2 questions here, starting off with Miss Smith. Hey, not long joined. Do you have any sourcing agents info for Taiwan? Peter?
Not really. I mean, I use my trading company.
Right, but do you know of? Is it a common thing to have people have sourcing houses? And where would be the type of places to look? Would it be at trade fairs, or where would you suggest maybe that people could look for?
I think trade fair is the first step, really. Actually,
okay.
Actually, Alibaba, there are quite a lot of sourcing agency for Taiwan now, I think.
Okay, so they can check there. What about you, Christina? Any suggestions where people could look for
Yes, I
sourcing?
Yes, I do have the sourcing agent. I think if someone can scroll my Facebook somewhere like autumn last year, they can find I have the video with the sourcing agent. But I'm going to do the screenshot and post in our chat for the sourcing agent, the lady that I use, and she's amazing, and she can give you some ideas.
There's another question here. Dennis says, any insight on hardware manufacturing? Do they have similar know-how as they do in Shenzhen? Peter, do you want to start?
Yeah, I think it's quite a lot. I mean, hand tools, this kind of hardware manufacturing in the middle Taiwan now, and then they are quite specialized in hand tools, I think.
Okay. And Christina, what about you? Do you know any insights there in terms of hardware manufacturing?
I don't exactly understand what the product is. Can you explain to me?
I was talking about hardwares like tools and stuff like that.
I think tools is China.
Yeah.
Tools is China. I wouldn't go. As I said, like Taiwan, look at this at the specific niches, like medical, textiles, optics, lots of tech industries, steel, lead. So stuff like, the quality wise, you can't really rely 100% on China. Look somewhere else. And the first place to look somewhere else would be Taiwan.
Okay, that makes sense. Right, I'm just trying to think, is there anything else we've missed? Do you want to cover? No? Anything else to add? So if we're counted back, what I'm hearing is with Taiwan, there isn't massive changes in terms of logistics. That's taken care of. You rely less on inspections because the product quality is that much higher. Terms are not massively different. Relationships are the same, but you get a pineapple cake. What else? What other key takeaways do we give the audience here?
Well, relatively, Taiwan is a very small country, really. So you can probably visit two factories, 3 factories within the same day if you arrange it properly. In China, probably you can do one, or pushing for two factories. China is massive, really.
Yeah.
So once you arrange everything, and then you can get more done in China, in Taiwan actually. And Taiwan is a lovely country. Please come to Taiwan.
Excellent. Well, let's just quickly, last question there. Scalability. Obviously, it's a smaller country. The workforce is smaller. As you said, they hire out contractors to do additional hours, because it's quite interesting. They probably don't work too much above the 40 hours. And like you said, they bring contractors in from China and Asia, other parts of Asia, to carry out the additional work. What's their availability? You're a growing brand and you explode. Do you still got the opportunity for remaining with that same factory? Would they have the capacity for you? Starting with you, Peter.
Well, basically, yeah, there's a problem with that, because I mean, Taiwan factories, they are relatively smaller, so the output is a lot lower. So compared to China, I mean, Taiwan probably my lead time from production is about 30 days. In China, they can do it in 7. Sometimes it's amazingly fast. Okay,
Yes.
but the problem in China is a quality issue. So for me now, basically, I try to spread out my orders more evenly. So rather than do it every 3 months, I do it every month.
Yeah.
Okay,
so that effectively, that's a really big takeaway from this call, isn't it? Is that the lack of scalability, and if you can turn something around in 7 versus 30 days,
yeah,
that is a big disadvantage. But then, is there opportunity that there's more than one factory so that you can spread it? You know, like some of the larger brands, they manufacture at different factories and they've got different lead times, like more, you know, multi-million, you know, 30 to 100 million size brands. They may have 2 or 3 factories and they stagger their production. Is there an opportunity to do that in Taiwan as well?
I think so. Even for some of the product probably is not. So it depends really on product really. So some of the product I'm working on now, it's just 2 or 3 factories can do it here. So so you just have to wait.
Yeah. Okay. Christina, do you want to add anything here?
Yeah, I just say, if you motivate your supply enough, they will find the way how to do it and meet your terms and meet your production needs. So there is no guarantee. The other thing is, they still have, I don't know if they had it before, they have this like union for workers, union for the owners of the factories. So they try even to help one another. If one company, Peter maybe know that, like if one small factory is not manufacturing enough, they actually cross the street, go to the factory, and that can do that. They can talk, negotiate terms, and they bring them the business, they bring them the money. This times I've seen this myself, and I think that's cool. In China, they're like, they will never go to each other. They will be scared that you're going to be stealing the client or this or that. They didn't do that. In Taiwan, it's nice, and I really like that.
Yeah, but probably when you have 2 factories, 3 factories, many info in the same order. Then you might,
and they're all in one region. That's important.
Yeah, but you might have the quality issue again, because that's what happened with my previous one of my order. I mean, 2-3 months ago. So they outsource it, kind of like the factory outsourced it, a little bit. I mean, quality issue with the new factories. So that's why because you don't know who they're outsourcing to.
The other question I had, what about the experience? You know, like you go to China, there's a focus behind it. I mean, you go to Shenzhen, it's a futuristic city, right? And you can go to Guangzhou, it's well built up in certain places. But then obviously there's the backwaters of China as well. Your factory down dusty roads and get into them and the hotels, and you've got to be very careful. Do you find it more of a pleasant experience as a person that's traveling, staying in the hotels and getting from the factories in Taiwan versus China as well? Start with you, Christina. As a woman, do you feel safe there?
I feel safe everywhere.
Yeah. We'll message with you for a start, but yeah.
Taiwan is very safe, and but again, if we're talking about the Taichung, it's not. There are no nice hotels as we might spot in Guangzhou or Macau or Hong Kong. No, like don't expect that level. Taipei, yes, you will be amazed with the sightseeing, with the quality, with with the hotels. Yes, industrial areas like the Taichung, where you probably go, and all around it, it's not that. And for the safe, you have to. I feel safe in China. I feel safe in Taiwan. These areas, they're good. I go to the night market by myself, buy mangosteens and stuff like that. And I think there shouldn't be an issue with that. Excellent.
Well, look, let's wrap there. What is the best way to reach you, Peter?
Just my Facebook, Peter Liu.
Yep. Excellent. And people can reach out if they've got any questions. That's okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
Yes,
And the same for you, Christina.
My Facebook, Christina Yurodimskaya, and there are many people contacting me on Facebook with some questions. I always try to help, and if you have any questions about the manufacturing, sourcing, and about Taiwan, please reach out to me, and I'm always glad to answer your questions.
Lovely, guys. Thank you for coming in. We'll get you back on again in the future. I'll be back here tomorrow at 4 p.m. BST. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.